François Pienaar, more than a sport legend. Born in 1967 in South Africa, François Pienaar was a professional rugby player. He was the captain of the Springboks, which is the national rugby team of South Africa. He will always be remembered for lifting the 1995 Rugby World Cup. After successfully and surprisingly reaching the final, they had to confront the national New Zealand rugby team, the All Blacks, famous for their haka. Now I will let you with an extract of the movie Invictus, which is telling this story, where you can see the famous speech of François Pienaar to his team before the end of the match.
Look in my eyes. Do you hear? Listen to your country. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Defense, defense, defense. This is it. This is our destiny. Come on, come on.
This final took place the 24th of June in 1995, as I told you before, at Ellis Park in the South African city Johannesburg. The final score is 15-12 for the Springboks against the All Blacks. On the picture on the left, you can see Nelson Mandela, who was the first democratically elected president in 1994 in South Africa. And on the right, of course, the captain of the rugby team, François Pienaar. It was far more than a sporting event, John Carling. So I chose this quote, and it's also making reference to my title, which was François Pienaar, more than a sport legend. So to explain it, we have to put the context. When do this World Cup happen? In 1995, it was just the end of the apartheid. Apartheid means in African separateness. Apartheid was a system of racial segregation that governed South Africa for nearly 50 years, from 1948 to the early 90s. It was the white domination over the black native African. For example, they had public facilities separated for white and non-white people. The black people also couldn't vote, or they had a different access to education. When this system ended, Nelson Mandela got elected as the president of South Africa. So now I think you are wondering, what is the link between apartheid and François Pienaar? And this is what is really interesting about this personality. So you have to understand that during the apartheid, rugby was a sport for generally white people. There were only one player that was black in the national team, who was Chesler Williams. The black people then were playing football. So for them, it means that the rugby and also the Springboks equal apartheid even after the end of this system. Nelson Mandela saw in this Rugby World Cup the opportunity to reunify his people. So he went to speak to François Pienaar, and he also became friends with him. He supported him and his team in order for them to win, and they won it. Their success. And black people with white people, I will not say hands in hands, but they were supporting at least the same team, and it was a moment of joy. So here is the presentation of the Invictus movie, which was released in 2009, distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. The director Clint Eastwood, and the main characters are Morgan Freeman, who is playing Nelson Mandela, and Matt Damon, who is playing François Pienaar. So I highly recommend you to watch it if you want to have a good explanation of this match and how much it was important for the people of South Africa. Thanks for watching, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me.